It's August 15th, 2012, Vasa. We're on our way to the Vasa Museum. It's the site that everyone tells me is the must-see here in Stockholm. So we're about to find out. Right over there. Yeah, I wasn't prepared for how beautiful things are here. Just look at that. Oh, well, it's certainly popular. Been in line for about 5 minutes already. Probably going to be another 10 or 15 minutes before we get in. All right, we're finally inside. Sweden was at war with Poland. 20 minutes?
Yep.
About what I thought. Well, this is pretty impressive. So we just watched a film on the Vasa. Something like 95% original. Pretty amazing. So we're roughly the same height as the water one. According to the displays here, this ship sank August 10th, 1628.
The main question is, why did Vasa sink? And to some extent it was the shipbuilder's fault, as we quite clearly could see back at the stern. Vasa was way too top heavy to be able to sail, at least well. But I don't think you should be too harsh on the poor shipbuilder. He was a very experienced shipbuilder, there is no doubt about that. He had never built a ship like Vasa before, with the two gun decks. Because this, as I said in the beginning, was a novelty at this time in history. So probably something went quite wrong in the calculations. But it was not only the shipbuilder's fault, it was also this admiral's fault who was in charge of the stability test. Because he was in a position to stop Vasa's maiden voyage, but as we know, he did not. But on the stability test, the captain of the Vasa was a witness. So he knew that they had a very rank ship to sail, but still he did not give order of closing the gun ports before sailing off. Because if he had done so, Vasa would most likely have been able to sail at least a bit further. Maybe not to Poland, but say 20 minutes more. But if they would have been closed all the time, Vasa would most likely have been able to sail all the way to Poland. But then you can question why they should have two gun decks if they only could use one. But it was also the king's fault, because it was the king himself who had ordered the propulsion of the Vasa. And I have to doubt that the king knew anything at all about shipbuilding. Most likely not. And it was also the king who wanted to have all those heavy guns.
Quite amazing. Definitely worth putting up with the crowds, all that stuff. So I was talking to one of the workers here earlier, and he told me that the Brazilian vice president was here when we arrived, and that's why we had to wait. The detail on this is just amazing. And to think it's a battleship, so imagine a contemporary warship being this heavily decorated. You want to cross the ocean in that?
No. Come on, you cross the ocean in what we have now.
It's huge, all right. And the masts actually continued up another 20 or 30 meters because they have replicas of them on the roof of the building. It's a beautiful afternoon in Stockholm. Where are we?
The saluhall. Östermalms? I can't remember the exact name.
Östermalms saluhall.
Like the ferry building, but more placed in the past.
I love the workers up in the building taking a smoke break. We're going to try to do a sightseeing boat. We're taking a tram over there. So that's the tour, Royal Canal tour. Here we go. That was completely lame. It was the first dud thing we've had here in Stockholm. Fortunately, we paid nothing for it, so which is exactly what it was worth. If you come to Stockholm, a Royal Canal boat tour, don't even bother. So where are we? Swedish Riksdag Parliament. They have free guided tours in English. 12, 13, 14, 15. And there's City Hall over there. The tower. So here we are at Stockholm City Hall, and it's very impressive looking. Yes? He's too busy taking pictures to talk to me.
Yes, it is.
So I think this is saying it's open from 6 till 11 with TV surveillance. That's a lovely shot. It's a hot air balloon floating over Stockholm. There's an SJ train, which is what we're going to be taking to Gothenburg on Saturday. I like the flags. I guess that's Stockholm City Hall, Euro, another Stockholm. It's interesting that the flag says Stockholm, the capital of Scandinavia, in English.